Today, I'm going to be reacting to the top 50 WWE finishers of all time. This is going to be interesting because I'm going to lock in that the RKO is the best finisher. I don't know what you guys think. Please let me know in the comments which finisher you think. Maybe at the end of this video to give you some more ideas. But this video is my tap out corner. We're reacting to 50 WWE finishing moves. Here we go.
Which WWE finisher is the best?
Oh,
we rank the top 50
Brock.
to find out. Starting
Brock's
off
is
with
pretty good.
number 50, the Cobra. Some of you might think I'm insane for including this finisher on here.
Santino
but I had
Marella.
to. Yes, the Cobra is a joke.
Santino Mozzarella. Cobra
I definitely
Kai.
did whenever Santino
Yeah, I
Marella
suppose it's
pulled this
pretty
one
good.
out. Number 49, the Pedigree.
Pedigree,
It might be a bit
okay.
controversial
Triple H
being such an
classic.
iconic finisher this low on the list.
Boom.
I don't think the Pedigree is a bad finisher. It's fine.
a bit low.
It's exciting enough to watch, and it can be
Down
performed
the
on anyone,
card.
regardless of size. However, I just think there are better finishers out there, like number 48, the Final Cut. It's a
Final
cool
Cut.
name and a cool finisher. It's essentially a neck breaker,
Alright.
but it feels more impactful thanks to Goldust lifting up his opponent before flipping them around.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Also, it just looks nice. I don't know how else to describe it. The Final Cut is a pleasure for the eyes, but not as nice of a pleasure as number 47, Pay Dirt. This is a finisher that several wrestlers have used, but Shelton Benjamin does it the best. I like the height he gets when he jumps up to grab his opponent, and just the way that Shelton performs it looks great. Now, it is a finisher that benefits a lot from a good opponent. When the person taking the Pay Dirt sells it right, it looks really good. And when they don't, well, you know. Number 46, the Kill Switch. Some people call this one prettier, and that's
Kill
fine.
Switch.
The Kill
Cool.
Switch sounds better to me.
No,
On
just
top of the
5
name,
arms.
it's a unique move, with Christian using his back to drive his opponent's face
Alright.
into the canvas. Plus,
That
it
one's
looks smooth the
decent.
way Christian grabs his adversary's arms and twists them around. Number 45, the GTS. The Go to Sleep is a very fitting name for this finisher. Kneeing someone in the face, then watching their legs crumble to the mat is very entertaining to watch. That sounded more sadistic than I meant for it to be.
It is a good one.
Anyways, the GTS is a great finisher, but not quite as great as number 44, the Salida del Sol.
Okay, I think
Also
that's a
called the
bit
sliced
low,
bread,
that was,
the
the
Salida del Sol
GTS.
is not a
Ooh.
particularly popular finisher, but I always like seeing it. While other wrestlers
That
have
isn't
used
too
this
bad.
finisher, I think
Kalisto.
Kalisto did it best. Normally, wrestlers performing this move land on their knees or stomach. Kalisto, though, managed to land in a sitting position, which looked even better when he hooked the leg for an easy pin. I'm sure some of you will disagree with me, and that's fine. But come on, that one Kalisto did off the ladder was awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Is he gonna go for this? From up there?
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, it's in Wix.
Number 43.
Number
the
43.
Brock Lock. Moving on to submission
Brock Lock.
finishers, the Brock Lock
What
is more
the-
obscure, but I think it's pretty sweet. Brock Lesnar introduced it during his first WWE run, and it
No,
looks vicious,
I'm not a
especially when
fan of
Lesnar would
that
start
at
sitting
all.
on his opponent.
Come on,
I love
guys.
the
No one
visual
likes
too,
the
of
Brock Lock,
wrapping his
surely.
opponent's leg around his massive neck.
I'm
and
locked in
bending
for this
it.
video, but
Lesnar
come on.
sadly didn't bring the Brock Lock back with him when he returned to WWE, but I wouldn't mind seeing the submission finisher brought back by someone else. Number 42, the Jackhammer. There are so many little things about this finisher that make it great. I love how
pretty
Goldberg
cool
would
one.
pause after putting his opponent's arm around his neck, giving just a moment to build anticipation. Goldberg would also hold his opponent up in the air as long as possible to again build anticipation and get the crowd hyped. Then it all paid off with the impact.
Alright.
Number 41, Razor's Edge.
I like that one.
What really makes this finisher is the height.
Razor Ramon.
always managed to get his opponent
This
as
is the
high as he
right
possibly
shave.
could before sending them crashing down.
It's pretty good.
It made the move catastrophic, and honestly, it was like his opponent was being hung on the cross. I guess that's why Mordecai used this exact finisher years later. Number 40, the Big Ending. I don't know
Big
why,
Eight.
but I find it hard to describe what makes Big E's Big
Well,
Ending
the end of
good.
this video,
I guess
yeah.
one is how smooth and effortless Big E made it look. No matter the opponent's size, he was able to get them on his shoulder at the same speed and land with the same impact and explosiveness.
Wow.
Something else I really liked
That
is
is a
how
good
often
one.
Big E was able to counter an opponent's
We
move
like him at the
and
big
turn it
ending.
into a big ending, which really says a lot about the man's strength. Number 39, the Zigzag. This finisher really speaks to the ability
underrated.
of Dolph Ziggler because it's a pretty simple move, just grabbing the opponent's back and yanking them down. But I think it's how exaggerated Ziggler is with his body that really makes this finisher work. And I know it's now called the Danger Zone, but to me, it'll always be the Zigzag. Number
Zigzag.
38, the Insane Elbow. The elbow drop is a classic
Kairi
wrestling
Sane?
move,
No?
and it looks
Okay.
great. But I'm going with Kairi Sane's version of the
Yeah,
finisher.
Kairi
Much
Sane's
like how
one
Arn
looks
Anderson
more
performs his
impactful.
Spinebuster a bit better than everyone else, the
Boom.
same is true for Kairi Sane. She turns her entire body into the elbow, and it adds so much to the finisher. Number 37,
Yeah.
the Bonsai Drop. I
Oh, no,
love this
Yoko.
finisher because it's so simple and
Oh.
smart. Yokozuna was one of the biggest men to ever step
Yoko.
inside a WWE
No,
ring.
Jack's using
So why
it
not make
these
his
days.
finisher just him popping a squat on his
Oh.
opponent? Now, there are two versions of the Banzai drop. There's a safer one that Yoko would do to bigger names like Hulk Hogan, and there's also the less safe one that Yoko would give to everyone else.
Ouch.
Safety and health aside, the second version looks much more devastating, and is the version I think looks better. Talking about painful moves though, we also have to discuss number 36,
Ooh.
the Alabama Slam. Some finishers are flashy, but the Alabama Slam is not one of them.
No,
It has almost
I don't
zero
think that's
spectacle. It
great.
just looks rough and raw, which
Yeah.
fits perfectly with Hardcore Holly. That's what I like about it. There are a lot of finishers that look great, but don't really look like they hurt, such as the RKO. The Alabama Slam looks like it hurts a ton, which is why it earns a spot on this list. Number 35, the Rough Rider. Sometimes a great finisher is just taking an existing finisher and building off it, and the Rough Rider is a great example. It's just like a leg drop, but instead of the
Boom.
opponent laying flat on the mat, they're standing up. It's a simple change, but it made it so cool. If Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, ever returns to WWE, I hope he brings this finisher back with him.
Okay, well, he has
Number
returned
34,
and he has
the
used
Claymore.
it.
This finisher was created by accident. While in the match, Drew McIntyre was
Oh, I
trying to
like
perform a big
Drew's.
boot, but his pants were so tight that they caused his other leg to get pulled up.
No,
In
that-
hindsight,
I
this
like
is one of
the
the best
Claymore.
things to happen to McIntyre because the Claymore is a great
He makes it
finisher.
look great
With
with
that
his
said,
long
though,
legs.
this is a move that looks best with some speed. When Drew hits with little momentum, it doesn't have the same impact as when he does it while running.
Claymore!
When it looks
Ooh.
good, the Claymore looks really good. Now on to number 33, the Attitude Adjustment. I've heard
Classic
people
job.
say the AA is a bad finisher, but I honestly don't mind it. Is it an all-time great?
It's alright.
No, which is why I'm putting it at number 33. With that said, I think the move looks good visually, with the opponent being rotated up into the air and then slammed down onto the mat. Speaking of visuals, I loved it whenever John Cena was lifting
Yeah,
up
on
someone
bigger
heavy, because you
opponents,
could see
it's
the
very
exhaustion on
good.
Cena's face, which helped tell a story. Additionally, the Attitude Adjustment also
Ah.
allowed for some truly memorable moments.
Do this, John! Good God Almighty!
Goodness me.
Number 32.
What is
High
going on
Spirits.
there?
I think this is the only finisher in history that requires
What
5 wrestlers
the-
to perform it. High Spirits was used by the Spirit Squad, a
No,
group of male cheerleaders
please,
that
no.
dominated WWE in 2006. Their finisher saw all 5 members grab an opponent and throw
That
them
ain't
up
it.
into the air. The
That
sheer amount of
is
height
not
some
it.
of these guys would get was unbelievable.
Alright, that all
like how
look
the
cool,
Banzai drop
okay.
took advantage of Yokozuna's weight, High Spirits took advantage of all 5 Spirit Squad members.
Oh my God! The elevation!
Yeah, okay, they get a bit of
31,
height on it. It
the
looks
bro
pretty
kick.
good.
Like I
Love
said,
a bit
Rough
of the
Rider,
bro
making
kick.
small tweaks to an existing move can have a big impact, and the bro kick is another example. It's essentially a big boot, but with momentum added in. I love the kind of fake out Sheamus does too, where he raises his left leg but actually kicks with his right. All those
Oh,
little
yeah.
things are what earned the bro kick a spot on this list.
We love a bit of the
Number
Celtic
30,
Warrior.
The Implant Buster. Karma's WWE career was cut, unfortunately short, but she had one of the best female finishers. I love how after lifting her opponents up, Karma just held them there for a second.
Okay,
It
that's pretty
demonstrated just how
cool. Yeah,
powerful
yeah,
she
yeah,
was
yeah.
and how powerless they were.
We like
but
that
of
one.
course, the impact of the move
I
was
think,
the highlight.
yeah. Oh.
The Implant Buster is such a great name too, especially in the context of Karma's WWE
Boom.
career. And yes, I'm aware it was called the Implant Buster before she came to WWE. Number 29, the Crossroads.
Cool,
Am I
cool.
the only one who thinks Cody and Goldust finishers look similar? Anyway, I like the Crossroads for many
Crossroads
reasons
is
as the
alright.
cut.
I feel like-
I like the movement, with both Cody and his opponent being flipped around as the
depends.
opponent's head is driven into
The best
mat.
one was against
Now, this
Seth.
is another finisher that depends on who's taking it. For instance, the way Finn Balor takes the Crossroads is fine, but the way Logan Paul takes it looks better.
Ooh.
Again, the Crossroads is still a good finisher, just with
I
some
guess it depends on the cell.
Unlike number 28,
Ah, we got another ad.
yes to
Really?
Summer with the
Another
biggest
ad?
ever TUI sale. Say yes to free kids places.
Trouble in Paradise.
Trouble in
Back when
Paradise,
WWE claimed
yes.
Kofi Kingston was from Jamaica,
Yes,
they gave him
Jamaican
a
be
finisher
crazy.
that reflected that. While Kingston would later drop his Jamaican accent, he kept the
Kofi's
Trouble in Paradise,
blessed with it.
and I'm glad.
SOS,
The spin and then
that
kick to
looks
the side of the
sick.
head looks devastating.
Trouble in
And
Paradise.
Kofi performs it so effortlessly. And the leg slap is the icing on the
As
cake.
long as Coldplay don't copyright, then we should be
Number
alright.
27, the
Min.
Doomsday Device.
Doomsday
this is
Device,
legitimately a
oh.
dangerous wrestling move, but that doesn't stop it from being awesome.
Yeah, it
Hot
is
flying through the
dangerous.
air and
Braun
clotheslining your
nearly
opponent looks
did something
darn
to
near
his head or
graceful.
neck
And as
the
I
other
say
day.
that, I now realize why he's called
Well,
that.
not the other day, it's
However,
a live
the other
series.
key ingredient is the opponent taking
Ooh.
the move. Seeing them flip and come crashing down against the mat looks brutal, and this makes it not just a great tag team finisher, but a great
Boom.
finisher in general. Number 26, the punt kick. Here's another finisher that can cause serious injury if performed incorrectly. Like with the Alabama Slam, the punt kick is not a pretty looking finisher. It looks very blunt. No pun intended. It's just kicking someone in the head as hard as possible. The punt kick is also a great finisher for a heel or bad guy.
He's a punter.
The only way to do it is if your opponent is already on their hands and knees and in a vulnerable position. I would even say the punt kick is the most violent WWE finisher. However, this is a video on the best finishers, so let's move on to number 25, the choke slam. It's such a classic finisher that multiple wrestlers have incorporated it into their movesets.
Everyone
Because of
loves
that,
the choke
I'm counting
slam.
all variations of
It's
the
a
choke
classic.
slam in this entry, which includes the rock bottom, the south of heaven, etc. With that said, a good choke slam really depends on the opponent. I mean, look at The Undertaker giving it to Hulk Hogan versus him giving it to Gregory Helms. Still, the fact that multiple wrestlers have used the chokeslam proves just how great of a finisher it is. Number 24, the Code Breaker. I'm going to warn you,
we like it with
there's
the
going to be
Code
no
Breaker.
backstabber in this video. While it is a good finisher, I think the Code Breaker is the better version. Instead of kneeing your opponent's back, you knee their face. To me, that just seems more vicious, especially when the opponent's body swings back.
Jericho.
Again, backstabber
I'm away
is
this
great.
return, guys.
Give me a
Don't
Code
worry.
Breaker
I'm
any
away.
day. Not literally though. Number 23, Murphy's Law. This is Buddy Murphy's finisher
on.
while in WWE.
Ooh.
And first off, the
I
name
like
is
that.
great, but that's not the reason it makes the list. Murphy's Law is a literal spin on the Angle Slam, Kurt Angle's finisher. I know it's blasphemy to say, but I like Murphy's Law better. Granted,
That one
the
is
Angle Slam
cool.
can be performed on just about anyone, regardless of size, whereas Murphy's Law is more limited. Still, I just think it's more spectacular and more impactful. I got over
I
the
did
law,
not know he
and that's
had
why
that,
Murphy's Law
so
is at
fair
number
enough.
23. But what
I
about
like that.
number 22, Soul Snatcher?
I hope he doesn't perform
Here's
El Maria.
another finisher with a cool name that
Yeah,
also
this is
builds off an
class.
existing
It's just
finisher.
class.
It's essentially an RKO, but Sol Ruka flips off the middle rope before hitting it.
Boom.
It looks sick, and man, do I love it. In some ways, I actually prefer it over the RKO, largely because
Soul
how
Snatch.
smoothly Sol Ruka executes the move. It's just great. But not as great as number 21, Sweet Chin Music.
Sweet
While
Chin.
super kicks are overused today,
Tune
you
up
cannot
the
deny
band.
that the Sweet Chin Music was a phenomenal finisher. It's such a simplistic move, just a kick to the face.
Oh, yeah.
But Michaels tuned up the band, the energy
Shawn
he puts into
Michaels.
it, and of course,
What a
that
guy.
sound makes this an awesome finisher.
Okay, guys, we are now at the bank statement. Here we go.
All-time best submission
Yeah,
finishers.
I think that
but
is
here are two reasons
respectable.
why. One,
It does
is the
look
setup.
pretty
Sasha placing your knees on her
hurtful,
opponent's
let's
back
say
and
that.
rolling through
Yeah.
looks so crisp. The second reason is how Sasha yanks her opponent's body back. It really looks like she's trying to snap someone's spine. It just
Yep,
takes
it's a
a
good
lot
one.
of boxes.
We like the bank
Now,
statement.
what's the all-time best tag team finisher? Well, it's
Boom.
number 19, the 3D.
3D.
With or without
No,
a
I wanna
table,
watch it
this
2D.
move is
No, I
phenomenal.
don't.
Bubba leaping into the air as Devon is raising the poor sucker by his legs
Ouch.
looks awesome. Plus, having three men all come crashing down at the same time leads to some major impact.
That
It's
is
also the only tag
pretty
team finisher
studly.
that fans start chanting by name once it's executed.
Now Victor. Set the pin.
Woo.
3D.
Number 18, the 619.
Classic
Like I said
619.
earlier in this video, when a wrestler incorporates their uniqueness
It's
into
on
their
its
finisher,
way.
it often spells greatness. And that's definitely the case.
It's
with
an
the
absolute
619.
legendary
Rey
one.
Mysterio's size and height
Oh,
would
yeah,
often
Rey
be
can do
looked
it on
at as a
anyone.
disadvantage, but Rey took that and made it an advantage. Not many people can perform this move, and even fewer
Ooh.
can do it well, which is one of the reasons it's such a perfect move. Plus, it's a fun finisher to chant.
love to see it. Another ad.
Get iPhone 16e and
Unbelievable.
save £480 for your business.
I might as well be a
Vodafone
walking
winter
ad at
sale.
this point,
Hurry,
honestly.
offer-
Number 17,
Number 17, the Lion Tamer.
Tamer.
Between Chris Jericho's
What's
two
the Lion
submission
Tamer?
finishers, the Walls of Jericho and the Lion Tamer, I went with, well, the Lion Tamer. Both moves are similar, but the Lion Tamer looks more
Okay.
painful, probably because it is. Jericho putting his knee on his opponent's neck really helps sell the brutality
Ooh.
of this move. Both
That does
finishers
look
are
brutal.
good, but the Lion Tamer is my pick. Just don't actually put
Ow.
me in it. Number 16, the lumbar check. It's not the most famous finisher
Alright,
move, but I
Cedric,
think it's Cedric Alexander's
205
lumbar check for being
live.
awesome. What I think really
Goodness
sells it
me.
is the opponent. When you see someone bouncing off Cedric's
Ooh.
knees, it makes the move look impactful. Now, that is technically a flaw
Love
of
to
this
see
finisher,
it.
since it can really only be executed on cruiserweight wrestlers. But considering Cedric
Boom.
Alexander wrestled mostly guys his size anyway, this finisher worked out pretty well. Number
That is
15,
quality.
the F5.
F5 is a
Sure,
classic.
it's named after a button on the keyboard, but the F5 is anything but basic. The visual of Brock Lesnar swinging his opponent through the air and then hitting the mat looks amazing. Plus, Lesnar can and has been able to perform this move on anyone, regardless of their size. That's pretty impressive. Honestly, the
We like the
F5 looks
F5. I'm
kind
going
of
to
like a
press it.
tornado.
No, about not. Like, disconnect from
Number
the video.
14, the pulverizer.
Oh, I don't know
Say
why
what you will about
Logan's.
Logan
I
Paul,
don't know if he's
dude's
still
a sick
got it at the
finisher.
minute.
What I really like
This
about
is
the pulverizer is that it's a modified version of another finisher, the DDT. Old school fans will remember Jake Roberts using the DDT as his finishing move, and it was great at the time. However, wrestling has changed, and the DDT is no longer a suitable finishing maneuver.
Yeah.
So, Logan Paul
Maverick.
adds to it, and boom, you got
That
a
is
great
good.
finishing move built off an old one. Number 13, the 450 splash.
Ricochet
This is
classic.
a finisher that doesn't need much of an introduction. It's been used by so many wrestlers, and for good reason. It looks fantastic. I don't have a favorite version of the 450 splash either. Sure, mistakes can happen, but it's a move that provides
Wow.
almost consistent quality.
It's probably
regardless
AJ
of
one's
who's
is the
performing it.
best.
Number 12, Jacob Fatu's moonsault. The moonsault is already a great move, but Jacob Fatu makes a small tweak that makes it even better. Fatu jumps on the second rope and then to the top, where he then hits the moonsault. Adding those two jumps just makes the move look smoother and more of a spectacle to watch. You could call it the best moonsault ever. Number 11, the curb stomp.
Curb stomp.
Seth
Burn it
Rollins
down.
struck gold with this
I'd give
finisher.
this my
His
top
original
10,
finishing move,
arguably.
the Skywalker, looked good. But the curb stomp works even better. I love that Rollins literally shoves his opponent's face into the ground, which works so well
Very
for a heel or
dangerous.
bad guy.
It looks
the curb stomp was
dangerous.
such a great finisher that it was one of the only moves WWE has banned and later unbanned, which really speaks volumes to both Seth's ability and the finisher's genius. Number 10,
filth.
the powerbomb. The powerbomb, in general, is
Keith
a great
Lee's
finishing
powerbomb.
move, and one of the reasons
Is that the best one?
there are so many
Or is that
variations.
called something else?
Batista's Batista bomb, the Shield's triple power bomb, the Undertaker's last ride, and many more. It's a finisher that invites wrestlers to create their own version. Honestly, this video could have been dominated by powerbomb finishers, so I'm only going to choose one as the all-time best. But who does have the best powerbomb in all of WWE? Well, you might disagree, but I'm going to go with Kevin Owens' pop-up
Kevin
powerbomb.
is valid.
Owens launches his opponent into the air and then sends them crashing to the ground.
Kevin
it makes an
Snyder.
already spectacular move look even better. And what's really impressive is that it still
bloody hell,
works
Kevin.
even on guys like Mark Henry and Big E. Number 9, the
this one
Tombstone
looks
Pile
so
Driver.
dangerous.
The Pile Driver is a classic wrestling move, but I'm specifically going with Undertaker's Tombstone Pile Driver. Why? Honestly, it's because of the ending. Taker putting his opponent's hands over their chest and then whipping his hair back is such a great visual, and it not only fits, but adds to his character. There's a reason why WWE allowed The Undertaker to continue doing this finisher.
At least Undertaker can do it.
Banned, and it's because it's the perfect finisher
very safe for him.
the dead man. Number 8,
Spear
the
is so
Spear. It's another
it's so
classic and iconic wrestling
iconic.
move, and also one of the simplest, just running and tackling your opponent.
Braun
wrestlers
is
have
the
made
best
this finisher their
spear.
finisher,
I'm sorry,
and it's
Roman's
easy to
is the
watch.
most
In terms of who has the best
consistent,
spear, though, I would say either Goldberg or Braun Breaker, both for the impact and explosiveness.
Ooh.
And no offense to Edge, but he definitely had the weakest looking spear. Hey, at least he protected his opponent. Number 7, the phenomenal forearm. I was thinking of including Wade Barrett's bullhammer in this video, but then I remembered that AJ Styles' phenomenal forearm is just a cooler version of the bullhammer. Sorry, Wade. The word cinema gets thrown around a lot.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The phenomenal forearm
It's
is
a good one.
that
It's
truly
a good
looks
one.
cinematic. I mean,
Oh,
just look at these still images.
alright,
All the momentum
alright,
and movement Styles
alright.
puts into this finisher made it easy to include the
It is phenomenal.
forearm
I'm
in
not
this
going to
video.
deny that.
Number 6, the Swanton
Jeff.
bomb. This is the coolest
Leon
WWE
Slater's one
ever.
is very
Jeff
good.
Hardy doing his
The,
little finger guns and then
Swanton
doing a
bomb
diving
450
forward.
thing.
It's just so cool.
I like that.
Every wrestling fan has, at one point,
Ooh.
thought about performing a Swanton bomb, and it's not hard to understand why. It's the ultimate daredevil move, and it's no wonder that's been the finisher Jeff Hardy has used for most of his iconic OMG moments.
Jeff was, honestly, somebody just check on Jeff back there.
Number 5, the Frog Splash. This is
Frog
just a spectacular
Splash.
move. Whether it's Rob Van Dam's 5-star Frog Splash, Montez Rhodes from the heavens, or Eddie
Montez
Guerrero
gets
hitting it
so
for the
high
WWE
with that.
Championship.
Eddie to the top rope, and he cheated! Frog splash!
The height, the movement, and the impact of the Frog Splash make it a thing of beauty. Like the 450 Splash, I don't have a favorite version. Although, I will
Yeah.
say, the height Montez Ford gets is impressive. Number 4, the
Oh,
red arrow.
Neville, yeah.
This finisher is another one that's hard to describe with words. I mean, just look at it.
The man that
essentially
forgot
the shooting star
gravity,
press, but
did
with a
he?
literal twist.
I think.
It
Yeah,
looks
he
like
did,
a work
he
of
did.
art, especially when you see it in slow motion. The regular shooting star press is still awesome, but I think the red arrow, or as it's technically called, a corkscrew
How
shooting
does
star
one do
press,
that?
is the slightly better version. Number 3, the Canadian
Oh.
Destroyer. I've said throughout this video that I love finishers that take existing moves and put a spin on them, and the Canadian Destroyer is the definitive
It looks
example.
lethal.
The Canadian Destroyer
It does
is just
look
a pile
lethal.
driver, but with a flip. On paper, it sounds simple, but I mean, you're seeing the footage. Doesn't that look amazing? It's the perfect blend
is,
of
Ben.
flash and force, but there are 2 more finishers.
Love to see
that
the
are just a bit
Canadian
better.
Destroyer.
Alright, for number 2 and number 1,
No
I'm gonna share
RKO?
them at the same
Really?
time. The second best WWE finisher of all time is the
Ooh.
Stone Cold Stunner. And the number 1 is
Yes.
the RKO. Now, both of these
We
finishers
win.
are great, and it was a really tough decision. But here's why the Viper
Oh.
beats the Rattlesnake. The highlight of the Stone Cold Stunner, besides just seeing the move, is seeing how people sell it. There have been numerous fun and creative
Let's see
ways that people
Vince's one.
reacted to this finisher. However, there's really only one way to give a Stone Cold Stunner. The RKO, though, has so many creative setups and ways to execute.
Oh.
There's a reason the phrase RKO from out of nowhere became an
It
iconic
is,
line.
Ben.
It's given us shock, surprise,
It's
and
so
some of the most
great.
unforgettable moments in WWE history.
It
And
is.
that's why the
It is
RKO
great.
is the greatest
I'm gonna have to
finisher
agree
of
with
all
tap
time.
out corner there.
But what about
The RKO is the greatest move. I enjoyed that video. I'm going to have to agree with it. Pedigree was a bit too high up. But if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one.